Hi, everyone. I'm Tina Erwin, and I'm here with my co-host and business partner.
Or partner in crime, however you want to look at it.
No, there's no crimes here.
Okay.
There's just all good stuff.
And I'm Laura Van Tyne, and we are from the Karmic Path and Ghost Helpers. And we were asked to kind of create a quick little video that may be helpful.
And our purpose for the video today is to kind of have a conversation about the craziness that seems to be going on, and some people are just pretty laid back and taking it in stride, and some people are very, very worried and concerned. And there's got to be kind of a middle ground where you're not discounting it, but you're being responsible. I think that's the middle ground that we're all hoping that people will be on.
And that's the part where we talk about balance. And let's start with, this is offering us a lot of great opportunities. Now,
you mean more than just to clean out our closets?
More to clean out our closets. A lot of us have lost jobs. I mean, I've had family members who have lost jobs, and it's tough, but it's giving us an opportunity to step back, slow down, and reevaluate what is important in our lives.
And I think if you're kind of home with a bunch of little kids and somebody's saying, is it a snack time? Is it snack time? Is it snack time? Thinking about
Is it snack time?
Is it snack time? Thinking about, reevaluating your life may not be at the highest priority. However, if you can have those quiet moments, and maybe looking at your kids as a different priority could be a different way of looking at it. You're given an opportunity, because we're of the karmic path. It's a karmic opportunity to look around at your life just a little bit as your kids are playing and they're not eating something and asking you for something that they shouldn't. And they're not asking you something. Maybe look around and look at how much you love your kids. And if you're not home with another person, just think about how much you love the people who are surrounding you.
And if you find yourself, and I think this is where we're really going with this, if you find yourself coming up with being fearful and panicky over this situation, you're not alone, but we want to offer a different perspective. This is about finding our purpose in life. Now that we have an opportunity to slow down, we can really start thinking about, what is my purpose in life? And if you can find yourself with a sense of purpose, that's going to trump the panic and fear that may be trying to creep up and well up inside of you.
And I think sometimes when you do look at your family and friends, you do think about not wanting to have that sense of fear, but translated back into a sense of gratitude. You do have these people in your life.
Well, and when we have a sense of purpose, it's going to give us a way to funnel our energy and our intentions. And fear is exhausting. Panic is exhausting. It literally is an energy vampire. But if we can mitigate, transmute our fear into having a purpose, maybe it's time to figure out what it is that you really want to do with your life, or what can you change, or what can you enhance. This is a great opportunity. So when we live our life with a sense of purpose, it's going to help to ground us and help us feel a little more stable. And it's also going to safeguard our energy.
And I think if you have a business and you're worried about your business, because that's where some of the fear comes from, it's not all fear of the virus. A lot of it's fear of business and finances. And
my husband and I both work from home. We're both contractors, independent contractors, and that's a big concern for us.
It's a big concern for millions of people. And we understand that may be more of where fear is coming from than actually the virus, especially if you're staying at home and, people around you are really healthy, but you're watching your business and you're worried that it's going to go down the tubes. To me, that's a really huge issue. It's a realistic issue.
It's realistic. Fear can do two things. It can keep us safe if we're wise with it, or we can let it run our lives. And when we let panic and fear run our lives, we're using up our energetic reserves. We're weakening our immune system as well, because our energy is drained. It's consuming our mind, our thoughts, and thoughts are things.
So if your thoughts are focused around, maybe shift that frame of reference a little bit. this is an opportunity to think about, all right, I am going to go back to my business or my job. Is there any way I can be better at it or prepare for when I do go back? How can this be more meaningful or better communication? What can I study? Karma never wastes energy. That's one of our
signatures. Karma never wastes energy. This is giving us an opportunity to learn how to act and react in a variety of situations.
And if those around you are overly anxious, step back a little bit and go, a lot of people are in the same boat. Somehow we're going to be all right. And reassuring is, we call it with little kids self-calming, but maybe sometimes adults need that too. Sure. We really are going to come out of the other side of this different, because every experience changes us. That's the nature of life. But maybe we'll be smarter and wiser, and we will approach our businesses, our jobs, our relationships slightly differently. It may be a new opportunity. And if that's your mindset and you focus on the new opportunity, maybe that can change or replace fear.
If we're constantly thinking about the fear and the gloom and doom and nothing is going to be the same, we're creating a sense of paralysis for ourselves, and we're sequestering ourselves, and literally that energy drain is getting sent out into the universe. It is.
Well, you don't want to take your frustration and fear out on your family. And I know that happens with people.
Facebook or wherever else. And it is hard. But we also have to realize that an unhealthy sense of fear is an energy vampire, and it spreads and grows like a wildfire. It creates anxiety. It creates an unrealistic terror within us, and it negatively affects the relationships we have with our loved ones. And this is really important since we're all quarantined and sequestered together with our family and loved ones.
Well, let's look at this. You and I are very rooted in science. I think that's a really important point for anyone happening to listen to this. We're very rooted in science and logic. And if you have a great deal of fear, it means that you have a cascade effect. You're not sleeping well because you're so worried. And then if you're not sleeping well, your body can become acidic. You're probably eating things you might not have ordinarily eaten if you were at the office every day and you could do your jog.
When we sleep at night, that's our body's chance for healing and restoration. When we sleep. So if we're not sleeping, our body is not getting that opportunity to heal and restore itself.
Our suggestion is, if you look at the fear and just visualize that you put it in a box and you lock the box and you put it on a shelf, and you may not need that. Focus on the moment you're in and what you can do to further your business when we all go back online and we are all going full bore. Now, some people still are, and they are really preparing. And we study feng shui, which is the aspect of how energy moves. It's not some airy-fairy thing. It's a very logical. There's a lot of very famous people that use feng shui. And what it says is good luck is being ready. Be ready for when we go back, you're going to dive into this. And keep your body non-acidic.
Take the time. We have the time now. And if we look at history, time used to move at a glacial pace, right? The 1600s weren't really much different than the 1700s. But all of a sudden, in the past 20 years, things have just gone exponentially faster. This is a great reset time for us. Take the time, if you're overridden with fear, or you feel that your fear is unhealthy and it's overriding everything. Here's just a couple of quick strategies. Take the time to learn a new skill or hobby. And by the way, you don't know this, but I'm going to start taking an online hula hoop class. It was super inexpensive, and it should be fun. So take a time to learn a new skill or hobby. Learn how to, knit, crochet, whatever it is.
Oh, if you use a weighted hula hoop, it is better.
Weighted.
Oh, great. You're going to be great.
So make it a point also during this time to eat healthy. Don't try not to subscribe to the gaining 15 in the quarantine, right?
Oh, I hadn't heard that. Okay.
I don't know. So try to eat healthy. Try to work out. I never knew there were this many dogs in my neighborhood.
Really?
They're everywhere now. And Spend some time in nature if you can. I know that can be hard for some people because if you're living inside of a city, but
Or they blocked every national park.
so try to find some nature. Even if you can't get out in nature, watch nature on TV.
It's really calming, especially ocean shows. The water is so calming.
Calming to reset yourself, and it's going to help you reduce the adrenaline that your body is pumping into your system. And when you do that, it helps to ground you as well.
And we have some suggestions for some of the things that we offer. We have a wonderful book called Soul Evolution, Past Lives and Karmic Ties. And you never know what you might pick up that might give some meaning to what's going on in your life today.
Well, the purpose of the book, Soul Evolution, Past Lives and Karmic Ties, is about discovering what is my soul purpose. Do I have a mission? We are all here to learn. There's no learning in perfection. And this book offers a variety of examples of what soul purposes look like, how it can tie into our past lives, what is our relationship with people, love at first sight or hate at first sight. What is that about?
How does that work?
Right.
It's a really cool book.
It's a great book. It's available as an ebook, a print book, and an audiobook. And when we learn to look for the silver lining in situations such as this, we get to learn how to gain some wisdom and insight for ourselves and for others. If we don't take that knee-jerk reaction to an event or situation, we can make wiser choices. A knee-jerk reaction is going to cloud our judgment, and it's going to decrease our ability to be wise and make good choices.
Well, look at it this way. Your children and your friends and families and coworkers, we're all kind of in this little fishbowl together. We're watching each other. So if you are the island of calm in the sea of storm, you may not fully realize that the calm waves you are sending out will calm other people. And maybe someone who might have gotten sick because they were stressed might not get sick because you're emanating calm.
And
it's really a cool concept.
It's a great concept, and it's very true. So check us out. You can learn more about us, Tina, Erwin, and Laura Van Tyne, at ghosthelpers.com. Ghost Helpers is soul helpers. It's helping the dead. And you can also go to thekarmicpath.com to learn more about us, both of those sites. You can also, if you go to those sites, find some online classes. Some are free, some are low cost. We have a great one, The Secret Science Behind Intuition, which is completely free. We have another one, The Empath's Guide to Slaying Energy Vampires, where we talk about how energy works and how we can keep our energy when it comes to difficult people in our lives, but it also applies to this situation.
Well, imagine that if you're not going to work and you actually have more energy, it may be that you're not being, siphoned off from the energy vampires that might be at work, and maybe people who don't know that they're doing that, and maybe it's not intentional. We don't want to think in a negative way. There's some great courses.
You can find us on social media, either at the Ghost Helpers or Karmic Path on Instagram, Facebook, etc. We do want to thank you for spending some time with us. We hope this was helpful. You can send us an email at questions@thekarmicpath. We love to hear from you. So take this time to reinvest in yourself. This is a great time for you.